Sometimes we want to be seen but not known. And did we ever ask ourselves why? Why? We want someone to notice our face, our clothes, our talent, our beauty, our confidence, our achievements. We want the room to turn towards us. But being truly known means someone might discover the things we carefully keep behind all of that. The insecurity behind the confidence, the loneliness behind the independence, the tenderness behind the sarcasm, the person who wants to be loved behind the person who insists they don't need anyone. I feel being seen is exposure, being known is surrender, and those are very different things. Being seen is controlled. You can decide what people see. You choose the photograph, the outfit, the words, the smile, the version of yourself you post. You can create a beautiful image and let people fall in love with it. But being known is different. Someone starts noticing the things you didn't intend to show. How quiet you become when you're hurt. How you reread a message before replying. How you pretend something doesn't matter when it matters enormously. How you behave when nobody's watching. And suddenly you're no longer controlling the image. Someone is seeing the person behind it. Mystery can feel safer than intimacy. If people don't know everything about me, they can imagine me. Imagination is beautiful because I remain in control of the story. They might think I'm independent. Maybe I'm terrified of being abandoned. They might think I'm mysterious. Maybe I'm afraid of explaining myself. Maybe I never wanted everyone to see me. Maybe I wanted one person to see everything and still choose me. Maybe that's why being seen by everyone can still feel lonely. I can walk into a room and have every eye on me. I can be admired, desired, followed, remembered, and yet none of it answers the quiet question inside me. Does anyone actually know me? Because being seen is easy. I can show the beautiful parts, the confident, the confident parts, the successful parts, the funny parts, the version of myself that knows exactly how to be wanted. But being known is different. Being known means someone eventually sees the parts I don't photograph. The silence behind the smile. Maybe I always wanted someone to see my softness, which I hide. Maybe the softness I hide because it has been hurt before. The nights when I'm not mysterious or beautiful or strong, just simply human. that's what we are secretly looking for. That's what we are secretly looking for. Not thousands of people who think we are beautiful, not strangers who admire the character we've created, not attention. One person, just one person, who notices when I smile is different, who knows when I'm fine isn't fine, who has seen my most beautiful paths and my most difficult paths, who doesn't suddenly become less interested when the glamour disappear. Because anyone can love the photograph, darling. The rare person loves the person who had to leave the photograph and come home and go home. Maybe that's why we create versions of ourselves. We want to be desirable without being vulnerable. We want to be admired without being exposed. We want to be unforgettable without giving anyone enough of us to hurt us. So we become a little mysterious, a little distant, sometimes a little impossible to read. And people may become fascinated by us, but fascination isn't intimacy. Someone can be fascinated by your mystery, yes, and still know nothing about your heart. The deepest kind of love begins when the mystery ends, when you no longer have to be impressive, when you don't have to look beautiful, when you don't have the perfect words. Maybe when you're quiet, when you can be afraid, when you can be quiet, when you can say, I need you, and instead of losing their interest, they come closer. Maybe that's what we wanted all along. Not to be chosen because we were beautiful enough, not because we were interesting enough, not because we played the right character, but someone who saw the entire person of what we actually are. The beauty, the mind, the chaos, the contradiction, the wounds, the ego, and the softness. And somehow said, I still choose you. Maybe we never wanted everyone to see us. Maybe we only wanted one person to see everything and still say, and still stay. Maybe I wasn't looking for an audience. Maybe I was looking for a witness.
The minute I saw you for the first time, I fell in love with you within 15 seconds.